up, y'all? This is Aunt Glizzy. This is Bob Son TV. This is the new generation versus the old generation. They drinking green lean. We was on the Pepsis. You feel me? Different generation. Alright. So we gonna start with the old generation first. The old generation, like the old heads, this how they feel. Back in the day, you used to have to be outside to run into somebody. You wasn't on Instagram. You ain't know everybody's life. You ain't know how the inside of nobody's house looked. It wasn't really no cameras. Phones was, the screen on your phone was green. You barely had a colored screen. So I remember before phones, it was like Nokia phone was like probably the first phone, like them Nokia phones and them flip razors and them Sprint phones with the fat cam on them. Excuse me. You couldn't even see your face on them. Like you didn't even know if it was you. You was just taking the picture. It was like an image. Life was fun. The songs was different. Man, Jagged Edge. Baby, I promise, me and you, I don't never wanna let this thing go. Baby, I promise. Like, them was good songs. Like, the vibes was different. You can walk outside. Yeah, stuff was happening, but it wasn't happening at an alarmist rate. You ain't never seen nobody brains on the ground. Like, you seen it in the ghetto, maybe if you was at a wild situation, but you can get on the phone and see a person brain on the ground and see all this nonsense. You couldn't see none of that. You didn't know who was arguing with who. You didn't really know who was beefing with who. There wasn't no virtual messages. You had to like know. If you know, you know. It wasn't even no resources to find it, but like the news. If the news ain't report on it, the streets knew about it, but you had to be in the streets to know about it. Stuff was cheaper. Clothes was cheaper. Food was cheaper. Seeds used to cost 10 cents. A pack of seeds like 60 cents now. Hot sausages was a quarter. Them joints $1.25. $1.50, might be $2. A special on the ice cream truck, like $7 right now. A special used to be $2.50. You get the hot dog, the chips, and the canned soda for $2.50. The vibes have really changed around here. Everybody who had money, you knew they had money by their clothes, their car, and the way they carry themselves. You ain't knew they had money by them showing you money. Them people showing you bank rolls, wallets of cash, people was sneaky with their money back then. Nobody showed you no money. If you seen some money, you accidentally seen it because you was being nosy. Like, wasn't nobody showing you no money? Like, yeah, I got this, the cell phone, pictures to the ear and all that. I wish you would have did that. First of all, the plug, whoever gave you the resources to make some money, the person whoever gave you the resources to make some money will knock you off or see about you because you is drawing heat to the organization by showing money because they going to want to investigate where did you get that money from. And if you got that money from doing business with the plug don't like that. You're going to lead the police back to the plug. So showing money was a no-no. I feel like in the new generation, let's get to the new generation. I mean, in the new generation, it's just so bad. The internet, like, it promotes hate. Like, you'll watch Instagram so much, you'll become a hater. You'll see a person doing the things you want to do so much, you'll start trying to find wrong in it and make it not right. Just to make yourself feel good about it. You don't know you creating yourself to being a hater. You just creating hate inside yourself for nothing. This new generation do drugs at 13 years old. A 13-year-old pop up. I didn't find out what in my generation, the older generation. I ain't find out what was till I was 22 years old. I ain't popping till I was 17. I ain't started smoking weed till I was 18. I take that back. I ain't popping till I was 21. This is a weird generation. This generation living like you can die any second now. Like, they not even thinking about kids or family, credit. That don't even exist in their mind. No kid in this generation right now is thinking about family, what they gonna do with their life, credit, and how they gonna be successful in life. In my generation, people was thinking how they gonna be successful. Like, how can I do something to better myself? Yeah, we in the streets, but we know one day the streets is going to be over. You can't do the streets forever. Everybody in my generation knew the streets wasn't forever. Everybody had to have an exit plan or you was going to die. Now in this generation, you don't have to have an exit plan. There is no exit plan. They just feel like they're going to be El Chapo. They'll be El Chapo until whatever happened to El Chapo. Bro, they caught the richest man in the world. You still feel like you could be a kingpin? They caught some of the greatest shooters and killers in the world. I'm talking about some of the most smartest, sophisticated people in the world. The government then caught them. And you feel like you can get away with something from the government. If you can beat the government with a first grade education, a Section 8 house, and no lawyer money, you are the greatest person in the world. Like, they don't even make people like you. You should have went to Harvard of the streets and taught the world the way. If you feel like you can beat the U.S. government with a third grade education, a ghost gun, no lawyer money, in the Section 8 apartment, and a mother who don't know who her baby father is, bruh, you're tripping. Trippy red around here. My generation, we respected people. Like, we respected the ladies was off limits. The kids was off limits. You get your man if you got a problem with somebody. You don't just take it out on random people. This new generation, it can be 20 people outside. If them 20 people around that one person who did something, all 20 of them liable and accountable for it. That's how they feel like they thugging. They could be a baby outside or an old lady. My generation had a little bit of respect. This generation, they don't even open doors for old ladies. They'll take their purse. I said this in my interview. If Jesus had a Lamborghini, he left his door open, they'd break in his car. They'd go in his car and tamper it and see what they could steal. If Malcolm X had a gold chain and he was walking down one of these blocks, they'd rob him for his necklace. If Rosa Parks sat on a bus with a bust down on, somebody would stick her up. That same bus she made history, and they'd rob Rosa Parks on a bus. They have no principles and morals and guidelines in this generation. So that's why I be in the house. They're like, ain't you been in the house? Yeah, I be in the house. This generation, I wasn't prepared for it. I'm going to try to skip this generation, hope their kids don't be like too bad. Like, I hope their kids be saved by some type of God. Because if they making kids that's imitating this generation right here, we are in trouble. My grandmother was 60 years old. This generation grandmothers is 29, 28. A 28-year-old grandma. Like, come on, man. I cannot make this up. Back in the day, you had to steal a car with a screwdriver. It was so hard to steal a car. You can steal a car right now with your cell phone. Like, that junk come with Bluetooth technology. They stealing these junks with, like your car can just get, like, it's like your car free. It's called a free car. Yeah, your car's literally free. It's called a free car. In this generation, it ain't even a screwdriver no more. It's a free car. That junk just free. Like, if they want that junk, they just take it. You had like an age limit outside. Like, back in the day, the old heads used to be like, bro, you can't hang right here. Like, when gangster things was going on in the neighborhood, the young guys couldn't even be around, or like the little kids couldn't even be around to see what was going on. Like, and you had a certain time, like, go in the house, shorty. It's too late out here for you to be out here. This generation, they outside to whatever side. They outside longer than outside. I never seen that, or I don't know how that makes sense. Like, how you outside more than outside? They outside more than the sun, because the sun even go in. The sun go up, bro. They outside more than the sun. They should be outside, but the sun and the moon, they don't got no pics. They see the sun just as much as they see the moon. You can be 13 years old outside all night, 3 o'clock in the morning with a pistol on you, smoking drugs, drinking lean, hanging with people 30-some years old. They don't see no wrong in it. May God bless this generation. This generation is just different. The music different. The females different. Back in the day, a girl, maybe 1 out of 70 girls, no, man, it's not 7, 1 out of 700 females had butt shots. Now, in this generation, 1 out of 700 girls ain't got a BBL. If you ain't got a BBL, you ain't even in the loop around here. Ain't nothing wrong with them. I'm just saying, you ain't in the loop around here. This generation, the girls are perfect. Last generation, they had a little bit of fat on the bone, a little bit of meat on the bone. Like, you can get away with a little roll, you know what I'm saying? You can, you know what I'm saying? Fat was cool. Fat girls was still in style. Now, this generation is temptation. I'm talking about girls don't got no fat. I'm talking about no fat, no nothing, like nothing but body. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like, there's no Coke. It used to be Coke bottle shaped. Like, they shape better than the Coke bottle now. Like, the body is better than the bottle. The bottle went out of style. This generation had my generation, and the girls in my generation, they all feel like they behind. They mad at their mothers right now, like, for the genes, but it's like, baby girl, you gotta go find you a doctor to keep up with this generation. It's like an iPhone. My generation, they like iPhone 4s. They gotta get on this iPhone 12 software or they behind. They gotta update. But I'm just gonna tell you, in this generation, everything is off. The music, the food, everything is not even the same. The food, not even the same. The food don't even taste the same. The weed don't hit the same. Nothing is the same here. I swear. Like, it's not even the same. Life ain't even the same. This generation suffers from mental health. I just pray for this generation. We gonna pray for this generation. Shout out to the old heads. Stay out these young guys' way. And for the young guys that's in the streets, please get out of them, because we've been here before. We know what's gonna happen. We don't want to see you end up that way. This generation is off. Barberson.